Hello, hello, what's up, what's up, what's up? How's everybody doing? I just want to get in here real quick and talk about something. I'm just getting here real quick. I'm getting here real quick. I don't know if y'all heard the news yet about the Israel and Iran with the missile attack. Another thing too, YouTube, this is educational purpose only. These are not my videos. Educational purpose only.
This game, you're not ready for it.
Iran retaliates, hitting populated centers in Israel after Israel unleashes airstrikes that have left Tehran's military leaders dead and key nuclear facilities crippled.
Yeah, let's get right to Sandra Mitchell. She's in our newsroom tonight. She's been tracking all of this. Sandra?
Rick, right now that situation really escalating. More explosions in Tehran and Tel Aviv, where right now it's just after 4 o'clock in the morning. And we have this ominous warning from a senior Iranian official. He was saying that it will target any country that defends Israel, and that could, of course, include the United States.
Hey, did she just said it could include the United States?
An official. He was saying that it will target any country that defends Israel, and that could, of course, include the United States.
It's funny that she said that because me and one of my coworkers were speaking about if Israel go to war, can United States then go to war also with Israel? Like, since Donald Trump is a friend of the president of Israel, well then will we end up going to war with them? And I was thinking about that, like will we be drafted and all the other stuff? That's what me and him was talking about, and it's kind of, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it's with how Donald Trump is going at it, it could come to pass where people can be drafted to go to war. Because I think, if I'm right, I believe with the Ukraine war and the Russia war, people were drafted, like people was being drafted to go to war with Russia, and the Ukraine people was taking in like people to come in to help them fight the Russians. So it could possibly be where the United States draft people. And it could just be where then the United States send their own military to go fight. But yeah, it's possible.
Air raid sirens blast as people in Israel are warned to take cover in bomb shelters. The Israeli military confirming tonight a new wave of missiles were launched from Iran. A few miles from Tel Aviv, rescuers rushed to pull people out of a house that was hit by an Iranian missile.
The Iranian regime has clearly stated its goal to destroy Israel. We will not sit and wait for its intentions to become actions. This is not just a threat to Israel. A nuclear-armed Iran would pose a grave danger to regional and global stability.
Late today, projectiles intercepted in the sky, but the sound of explosions rocked Jerusalem and plumes of smoke blanketed Tel Aviv. The Iran state news agency reporting that Iran fired hundreds of ballistic missiles at Israel, retaliation for Israel's Friday attack.
So yeah, if you don't know what happened, I believe Israel attacked Iran, and Iran came back and attacked Israel. So yeah, that's what's going into back and forth type of thing. And all this is biblical. God talk about wars, rumors of wars, and Israel's gonna be in the middle of everything of God second coming.
Israel.
That's what the Bible say. I'm only going with the Bible say.
First launched strikes targeting Iran's nuclear program and military sites, and several top Iranian military officials were killed.
In the past 24 hours, we've taken out top military commanders, senior nuclear scientists, the Islamic regime's most significant enrichment facility, and a large portion of its ballistic missile arsenal. More is on the way. The regime doesn't know what hit them.
The attacks do raise the prospect of war between the two countries. Iranian military calling their attacks Operation Severe Punishment, insisting the Iranian military will not back down.
God willing, we will act powerfully. We will not show any leniency. Their lives will become bitter, no doubt.
President Trump gathering his national security team behind closed doors today. The president did not speak to the media, but on Truth Social, he did say that he was urging Iran to make a nuclear deal before, as he said, there is nothing left. Live in the newsroom, I'm Sandra Mitchell. Cher, back to you.
All right, Sandy, thank you.
I want to buy your house. I can pay you cash.
Yep, that's the thing that's going on right now is the whole war going on with Iran and Israel.
This is what the sky looks like over Tel Aviv for the more than 4 million people who live in that metro area as Israel's Iron Dome system raced to stop Iranian missiles and drones that you see here. This is what they heard. As you saw there, some Iranian missiles made it through. Meanwhile, in Tehran, that country's own air defenses sprung into action. In this video that we see from Iran's semi-official news agency of what they say is their active air defense system following another round of Israeli strikes there. State media reports that several explosions have been heard in parts of the Iranian capital. An American official tells CNN that the United States is playing an active role in helping Israel intercept Iranian missiles. As for President Trump, he praised Israel's strikes overnight on Iran and took to Truth Social twice before Iran retaliated this afternoon, I should note, where he urged Iran to make a nuclear deal, in his words, quote, before there is nothing left. At the White House, the president spent the day behind closed doors, though you see here his defense secretary and energy secretary entering the West Wing. That's around 10 a.m. this morning. Then Secretary Hegseth and the Joint Chiefs Chairman, retired Lieutenant General Dan Kane, were seen leaving the campus not until closer to 7 p.m. this evening. Here's what the day looked like behind the scenes from our reporting. It's been an incredibly busy day here at the White House after President Trump started by convening his top national security aides inside the Situation Room to discuss Israel's strike on Iran overnight. He's been on the phone virtually nonstop and also having a ton of meetings with aides. I actually saw his envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, darting from one West Wing meeting to another earlier today. Witkoff, of course, had been at the center of those talks between the United States.
You know, something just came to my mind. I believe deep down, I believe that in Armageddon, I believe the United States will be part of the Armageddon. I believe that they're going to be part of that war. And if you know what Armageddon is where all the world come together and they come into like a fight. It's the end of the last battle. So everything comes into a fight where it come to a bloody end, because the Bible says it's going to be bloody. So I believe America is going to be part of this war that's going to end up happening in Armageddon. I believe they're going to be part of it. But if you read the Bible, you know who win, and at the end of the day.
In Iran, trying to get a nuclear deal. Now he was in meetings inside the West Wing as, of course, there are questions on whether or not those talks that were supposed to happen with Iran are still going to happen on Sunday. And also as that comes, as Iran has been responding to Israel and striking cities like Tel Aviv. I want to get straight to CNN's chief international correspondent, Clarissa Ward in Eilat, Israel. Clarissa, obviously it's just after 4 a.m. there in southern Israel. What have you seen and heard so far since you've been on the ground?
How much should good car insurance cost you a month? $80? $120? Nope. Try $38 a month. So there's a comparison shopping site that finds you lower car insurance rates based on your info. You just put in some information that the site needs to find you lower rates.
Sorry,
Well, Caitlin, we can actually hear a drone overhead at the moment as we were crossing the border from Egypt, because, of course, the airspace over Israel is closed. The airspace over Jordan is closed. We had to fly to Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt and drive in. And as we were driving towards the border, you could see the night sky lighting up as those Iranian missiles were presumably being intercepted by the Iron Dome. We could also hear a lot of fighter jets in the skies. Most recently, I would say about half an hour ago, a little quieter now, except for that drone. But certainly the expectation here and across the region is that things are not going to stay quieter. Things are very much on a course to continue to escalate. A lot of concern and anxiety about what that escalation might look like. We heard from the Iranians this evening essentially promising that they would retaliate against the regional bases of any force that supports or defends Israel. That is very much a not veiled threat against U.S. bases across the region. Obviously, we had seen the U.S. pull personnel from various embassies. But even here, Caitlin, in Israel, and I should say we've only been here a couple of hours, but when you talk to people, there's a sense that it's a little different this time. When they saw those missiles making impact on the outskirts of Tel Aviv, when they saw the damage caused by those impacts, when they heard the force of those intercepts and blasts, it really did feel, according to people we've spoken to, different to cases in the past when we have seen the sort of usual barrages coming from the Houthis in Yemen, from Hezbollah in Lebanon, from Hamas in Gaza. And so there is now a very kind of clear-eyed expectation that this is going to escalate further, that there isn't an obvious exit ramp for either party in this conflict, and certainly anxiety around what tomorrow will bring and what the next few days will bring, Caitlin.
I think that's a good point, Clarissa, because some people might be watching all of this and say, well, of course, it's Israel, it's Iran, you know, it's kinetic in the Middle East. But there is a question, even among officials in Washington that I was talking to today, about whether or not this is different and what that difference signifies and what it means.
It's absolutely different, Caitlin. I mean, we were here all last summer when there was a number of back and forths between Israel and Iran. That was already a significant escalation. But the attack that we saw Israel perpetrate against Iran last night, the scale, the scope, the essential decapitation of Iran's senior military leadership, the intelligence breach, all of this has really taken things to a completely new level. I mean, this really is now territory that has not been navigated. There is clearly a lot of anxiety, particularly in the region, a desire to try to de-escalate. The Europeans, I came from Europe this morning, a lot of anxiety in Europe as well. Desperate calls from many different countries for both sides to kind of pull back from the brink. But as I said before, it's not really clear at this stage what pulling back from the brink would look like. We've heard President Trump reiterate, oh, come to these talks this weekend in Oman. Let's hash out a deal. That's your only off-ramp. But for Iran to capitulate like that in this moment and what that would mean for its domestic political audience, it's difficult to see that that's a viable political move for Iran at the moment, Caitlin.
Yeah, Clarissa Ward on the ground in Israel. We'll check in with you for updates throughout the hour. Also here tonight is the Israeli ambassador to the United States, Yael Leiter. And it's great to have you here, Mr. Ambassador, because the question on what we were just talking with Clarissa about, the attacks that are happening in Tel Aviv tonight, we saw some of those Iranian missiles getting through and hitting on the ground in the area. Can you just update us on what the latest is in the aftermath of that and how many people have been injured?
Well, we faced 3 salvos of ballistic missiles fired from Iran today, about 150 in total, and some 40 people have been injured. 1 woman was killed. And we expect that the Iranians, who have a considerable volume of ballistic missiles, somewhere in the neighborhood of 2,000.
Like, you gotta think how dangerous that is if you watching all this go down, looking at the sky and seeing nothing but like a big, see nothing but like light in the sky, and it's a missile, and you don't know if it's gonna hit you or your family. You know, that's kind of like, at least, I mean, I was never put in that position, but for somebody who's put in that position, it's kind of, at least to my opinion, kind of scary. At least to me it would be. and if you have kids, it's even more scarier.
Will continue to fire them.
So you can confirm that a woman was killed as a result of Iran's strikes in Israel tonight?
Yeah.
And I'm letting you know right now, a lot of people probably have died, whether it's from the Israel side or whether it's from the Iran side. A lot of people have died. A lot of people are heartbroken, and it's kind of sad. I mean, this was a war that's been going on. I mean, if you read the Bible, this is a war where it's a war that's been kind of was already mentioned in the Bible and mentioned in the Old Testament. So this is nothing new. I could be wrong on this, but I believe it was like I believe it started. It's a metaphor the way it was put in the Bible with Esau and Jacob, and that's how it was like a metaphor like that, and it's all this is over a land. Just to be honest with you, all this is over a land. This is my land, and really was all this is about.
Yes. Look, it's important to understand they're firing at our civilians. We're firing at their nuclear infrastructure and the people involved in the nuclear infrastructure. We have targeted strikes in Iran in order to neutralize their nuclear weapons program, because the nuclear weapons program is intended to annihilate us. They're firing ballistic missiles into civilian population centers is something entirely different. They're targeting our civilians. This is a criminal state that is on the road to achieve a nuclear weapon, which we have to mitigate. It's that simple.
Has Iran's response and the strikes that they've promised will continue, is it overwhelming Israel's ability to defend itself?
No, Israel will not be overwhelmed. We're a very resilient people. We've confronted one of Iran's proxies now for a year and a half in the form of Hamas. We've lost many people. We lost 1,200 people on October 7th. We've lost close to another 900 soldiers. By American standards, that would be about 65,000 people in a year and a half. But we're a resilient people. We are united in this cause. We have learned the lesson of history. When maniacs say that they're going to kill you, you have to believe them. Just 80 years ago, there was a little man with a mustache running around Europe saying he was going to annihilate the Jewish people, and nobody believed him. Everybody sat on their hands, and we lost a third of our people in the war.
And that's the honest truth. I mean, people have been trying to kill Israel since the longest. It's biblical. It's something that was happening. It's a curse. It's a curse biblically, because even if you do your research now, if you read the Bible, they denied Christ, and God, who is Jesus, even was even crying in I believe in the New Testament, because he's seen this coming for his own people, because they denied the only one true living God, who is Jesus. And God was that. I want to say this is their punishment, because at the end of the day, if you read the Bible, they are going to receive Jesus Christ as their God and Lord eventually. But this is clearly a curse that was kind of passed down, where now they are been to a point where Israel been in wars, a lot of wars. The Roman conquered them. Then around, I believe, and then they was kicked out. They was like exiled from their homeland. I believe they came back 1948, something like that. So they've been going through it. Then they had to deal with Germany, with Hitler. So it's something that's biblically that was happening, that God seen it. God spoke about it in the New Testament, and even cried about it, because he's seen it. He's seen what kind of punishment was coming for his people, because of they denied of who Jesus was, and because they denied their faith in the true living God. And just like I said, it's in the Bible.
War was thrust into a Second World War, which cost 65 million lives. Well, the bearded guy in Tehran is very similar to the little guy with the mustache. When he says he's going to destroy us, that's what he intends to do, and we don't intend to allow.
And the only thing about it, people say they're going to annihilate Israel, they're going to annihilate Israel. That's not going to happen, because God's going to, if you read, again, it's in the Bible, that's not going to happen. The enemy of Israel are going to come after Israel, but they will not be successful. They will not win, because the Bible said that their God neither sleep or slumber. So, yeah.
Allow him to do that.
Does Israel consider itself to be at war with Iran tonight?
Israel is in war not with the people of Iran. The people of Iran themselves suffer terribly under this lunatic regime these mullahs that are really a death cult that celebrate death. So we're in a war against a regime that is intent on achieving nuclear power. And look, we're not the only ones who have told the mullahs that they can't have a nuclear bomb. The President of the United States has been very clear. From the moment that he entered office, President Trump has said the Iranians cannot have a nuclear weapon. You can't be any clearer than that. So what we are doing is in concert with the policy, the foreign policy of the United States, the security policy of the United States, because we are allies. And we're operating the best interest not only of the United States, but really of Western civilization. It would be high time for our European friends to come on board as well.
Do you know what's really fun?
Let me see. Let me see these missiles. Missile hit Israel. Let me see if it's a video out there that you can look at. This is
Tensions in the Middle East rising following a barrage of Israeli strikes overnight.
Yeah, Israel says it went after dozens of targets related to Iran's nuclear program and ballistic missiles in Tehran. Chris Sadeghi is with us now in studio this morning. And Chris, the world is watching to see what happens next.
Yeah, Mark, Israel struck first. They say since Iran has retaliated, and now we are awaiting word on the death toll and damages, while at the same time waiting to see how the United States might respond. The surveillance video right here that you see captures some of the blast there in the Iranian capital of Tehran. That's where Israel targeted their missiles, specifically at facilities housing Iran's nuclear program, where they believe nuclear weapons are being developed.
You know, that's crazy. It just made me think a little bit. If Iran is able to strike Israel with a missile, can they do that to America? Can America be next? Because I don't know if America have missiles or not. But let me see. Let me Google that up. Do Americans have missiles? Let me check that. Let me see. I might turn off my light. Do America? Oh my gosh. I spelled it right. Do America got missiles? Okay, I'm trying to see. Regardless of okay. And what is this golden? Oh, maybe. Oh my gosh. Maybe that's what's gonna happen. This is why Donald Trump is trying to build a golden dome. Maybe because he feel like something like that can happen to America. Maybe this is why he's trying to build this golden dome. And he's trying to get this money so quick. Huh.
Iran confirmed the attacks killed 2 of their top nuclear scientists, and images from Tehran show damage done not only to buildings but to people in the street dealing with injuries. Overnight, Israeli Defense Forces say Iran quickly retaliated by launching 100 drones back at Israel. Air raid sirens were going.
But yeah, I just messed up. Yeah, I don't know if America got missiles or not. I don't think they do. I don't think America got missiles. Again, maybe this is why Donald Trump is trying to build a golden dome to protect America if it does get hit from a missile, and I believe it will get hit. I believe if they go to war with Israel, I believe if they become attached with Israel with the mess they got going with Iran, I believe Israel will be hit. I believe not Israel. I believe America will be hit with a missile, and this is why I believe Donald Trump is trying to build a golden dome. Even though I don't really know what it is, but I'm gonna Google that up later. But it looked like America doesn't have, they don't have a missile. So it looked like they don't have any missile.
Going off in Tel Aviv, and hospitals there were getting ready in anticipation even before the retaliation. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke to Israel and the world at large, saying Iran must be stopped.
If not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months, less than a year. This is a clear and present danger to Israel's very survival.
Now, as for where the United States stands, the U.S. and Iran were supposed to continue talks concerning Iran's nuclear program on Sunday. No word if those talks will go on, but President Donald Trump did post on Truth Social this message saying that they are committed to a diplomatic resolution on Iran's nuclear issue, but said Iran must give up their hopes of obtaining a nuclear weapon. Mark and Kara, back to you.
But yeah, let me see what this Golden Dome is. Let me find out what is the Golden Dome. Cause he's trying to build a Golden Dome. Is a Golden Dome. What is this Golden Dome that Donald Trump is trying to build?
President Trump on Tuesday unveiled plans for a so-called Golden Dome. It's his twist on the Iron Dome, the informal name for Israel's missile defense system. Defense Secretary.
You see, why is he trying to get like the same idea as the Israel? Because the Israel have a dome for themselves to protect them from getting hit with missiles. So do Donald Trump believe that we might get hit with a missile? Because why is he trying to prepare us to get ready? Why is he trying to create a Golden Dome and putting all his money out there for that? Because I feel like we might get hit. Again, like I said before, if United States are attached themselves to Israel, I believe we can get hit with by Iran by their missile attack.
Pete Hegseth characterized it as an important step for the U.S.
This right here, the Golden Dome for America, is game changer. It's a generational investment in the security of America and Americans. President Reagan 40 years ago cast the vision for it. The technology wasn't there. Now it is, and you're following through to say we will protect the homeland.
CBS News Pentagon
and I think he just said,
you
hear what he just said?
We will cast the vision.
He said the president was trying to do this back in the day, but the technology wasn't there. Now the technology is there. Remember, the Bible speak about that in the end time. There would be an increase of education, an increase of smartness. I'm just using my language, and this is what's happening. The increase of people of smartness and different technology has increased. Like, remember back then, people was riding horses. Now people riding. Now you can go to a place in 2 hours, 3 hours. Back then it took you about 3 days, 4 days. So little by little, these things are increasing. They are increasing, and the Bible speak about that. In the latter days, the knowledge of people will increase, and this is what's going on.
For it, the technology wasn't there. Now it is, and you're following through to say we will protect the homeland.
CBS News Pentagon reporter Eleanor Watson joins us now. Ellie, what did President Trump say about what this would cost and how long it would take?
President Trump in the Oval Office today said that the total cost for this project would be about $175 billion, and it could take...
Gosh, Lee, yeah, $175 billion. This is why he's trying to get everybody out of here. He want to get this money.
Just 3 years to complete. Now, that's on the low end of $5 billion, and it could take just 3 years to complete. Now, that's on the low end of the estimates that experts have been offering on what such a system may take. The caveats here are that the $175 billion, including $25 billion, that is just a down payment to get the system started, which is included in the reconciliation bill that has not yet passed. None of that funding has been provided by Congress yet. President Trump is optimistic that Congress is supportive of the plan and he'll get that funding. And then the other caveat is that the program, the Defense Department still has to choose many of the contractors to build up this program. Now, the first step was taken today in the Oval Office, where President Trump named Space Force General Michael Gutlein as the program manager for this. So he will see this building start, and when it ends, if it ends in 3 years, that will be quite a success story, since this is such an expansive program that's going to integrate missile defense from the seabed all the way to space.
Ellie, you also have new reporting on the Navy disciplining several members of a SEAL team over alleged racist memes. What can you tell us?
Yeah, so CBS News has learned that an incident several years ago has surfaced where members of Navy SEAL Team 4 in a signal chat that included a fellow SEAL who was black shared racist memes that included a depiction of slavery. That the allegation was brought forward.
I'm confused. Why we just came from a golden dome to slavery? What the hell? What's going on?
By the SEAL who commented on it, said that he was privy to racist memes. It was investigated. It prompted the commander of Navy Special Warfare Command to travel to both coasts and speak to SEALs about the incident, and the Navy is continuing to take accountability actions.
Eleanor Watson, thank you.
Ned's excited for his big date, but he's wondering,
what if a flaky plaque throws?
But yeah, they're trying to build a golden dome. World War III. I don't know if you guys remember, what's his name? I don't know if you guys remember this video where Donald Trump said that Donald Trump spoke to the Ukraine president and said we're gambling with World War III.
We're going to feel very good.
Feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. But right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III.
Oh, Donald Trump. So Donald Trump was letting him know that he's gambling World War III, and it's soon to go down. It is gonna go down pretty soon. As you can see, Israel with Iran, their missile attack, and now you got Ukraine and Russia, and like I said before, America is going, since Donald Trump is a friend of the president of Israel, he's gonna support Israel. That mean that Israel is going to. That mean that Iran is going to, maybe, could be wrong, but I could be right. They're going to attack America, and this is why Donald Trump is trying to build a golden dome, because he feel like if I can build a golden dome that can protect us from being attacked from a missile, because America, I don't believe, have missiles to strike back, so he have to find a way to defend America, and this is the reason why I feel like a lot of stuff are going where they're going, because he need to build this golden dome in 3 years, and something could happen. I mean, I don't know. Maybe this is the reason why he's trying to do what he's doing. Maybe this is the reason why he's doing what he's doing, and maybe he knows something that people don't know. But I guess we'll find out. We will find out. Let me see. What else I'm gonna react to? Let me see what this says.
Welcome to First Watch, where every morning matters. Here we
For years, Iran has openly declared its desire to wipe Israel off the map. And Israel's greatest concern, that Iran would acquire nuclear weapons to make that threat a reality. Now it's no longer just talk. Israel has finally taken action. Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, a surprise military campaign targeting Iran's nuclear and military facilities. Using a combination of airstrikes and covert operations, Israeli forces hit uranium enrichment plants, missile factories, and key Revolutionary Guard locations. Iran confirmed the damage. Explosions rocked Tehran, top commanders were reportedly killed, and nuclear development was set back. The world is watching, oil prices surged, markets are nervous, and for those who study the Bible, this feels eerily familiar. Could these events be tied to Bible prophecy? Many believe they could. Let's take a closer look from the pages of Scripture. Ezekiel 38 and 39 describe a future attack on Israel by a coalition of nations. One of the key players, Persia, which is modern-day Iran. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya are with them. Some believe these ancient passages are unfolding before our eyes. The pieces certainly are aligning. A hostile Persia, a threatened Israel, and a world on edge, fearful of nuclear war. Remember what Jesus said, and when these things begin to happen, look up and lift up your heads, because your redemption draws near. Make sure you watch until the end of this video to hear Netanyahu explain why Iran's nuclear weapons are not only a very real threat to Israel, but to the United States. You've been seeing what's happening in the Middle East?
I've been seeing that.
Does it scare you?
Really, it does scare me.
Do you think it could break out into a third world war?
Probably could do that. It's been pretty bad.
What's the problem over there? Why are they fighting?
Honestly, I don't even know, hon.
You don't know?
Well, it's just crazy. I think it's crazy what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but besides that, not really, no.
It's just a lot of deep history of people of just fighting over land, over principles, I believe. That's what I've known, right?
They're fighting for Jerusalem. It's not just over land.
Right.
The Arabs have got 250 times more land than Israel's got, that tiny nation. They want Jerusalem. The book of Zechariah tells us in the last days...
Oh, okay. I thought they were fighting over land, but I guess Iran want Jerusalem. Oh, okay.
Jerusalem will become a burdensome stone to all nations. That's what the Bible says. In other words, the city of Jerusalem will become a pain in the neck to all the nations, and it really is. They don't know how to solve that problem. And it's because the Muslims want Jerusalem, and God gave Jerusalem to the Jews. And that's what the contention really is over.
Where is this all going? What is going to happen to this small, little, beleaguered nation that is really sitting in a very vulnerable position with the eyes of the world powers on it as a target? Well, this passage of Scripture will tell us where this is going. You're going to be reading the history before it happens. End of verse 3, all the nations of the earth are coming against Jerusalem and Judah. Judah meaning the outlying area, Jerusalem the capital city at the highest point up on the plateau.
You ever read the Bible?
I used to read the Bible when I was younger.
You know, this isn't the first time Israel's got into wars. If you read the Old Testament, it's filled with wars. Yeah. Every time they obeyed God, they won the war. When they didn't, they lost it. Where are you going when you die?
Somewhere where I think I am, I'll deserve to be, but somewhere good. I don't.
Where you deserve to be?
Yeah.
You don't want that.
You don't think so?
Oh, no.
I think I'm a good person.
How many lies have you told in your life?
White lies, but a couple.
Have you ever used God's name in vain?
I catch myself.
Do you love your mum?
Dearly.
Would you ever use her name as a cuss word?
No, sir.
Because you respect her?
Yeah.
But you don't respect the God that gave you a mother. You've taken his holy name and used it as a cuss word. Appreciate your patience with me and your honesty. One to go, embarrassing territory, but Jesus said, whoever looks upon a woman to lust for her has committed adultery already with her in his heart. Ever heard the Bible verse, the wages of sin is death? Yeah, it's saying that God is paying you in death for your sins. Like a judge who stands with a criminal in front of him and hears the criminal say, I'm a good person, but he's committed murder. The judge says, I'm going to show you how serious your crime is. I'm giving you the death sentence. This is your wages. This is what you've earned. And Emiliano, sin is so serious to a holy God, he's given you the death sentence. You're on death row. Yeah. And your death will be evidence to you that God is deadly serious about sin. And you've earned your wages. So if you're guilty on Judgment Day, will you go to heaven or hell? Does that concern you?
Not.
Yeah, they just being honest. Some people, they don't really be honest like that. They just be saying, well, you know, God's give me another chance. And, you know, I still have Judgment Day to get it right. And he's just being honest. And he said, "Yo, push come to shove, I'm going to hell."
Not really.
Horrifies hell.
I'm going to hell.
Now, does that concern you?
Not really.
Horrifies me. But I don't want you to go to hell. You're a human being. You're not a dog. You've got a love of life and appreciation of the things that are good. So you don't want to go to hell. Jesus said it's a place where the fire is never quenched and the worm never dies. It's a place of horror. What did God do for guilty sinners like you and me so we wouldn't have to go to hell?
You die for them?
He died for them, yeah. Here you are 2,000 years after the fact. You're under God's wrath, heading for hell. How can Jesus dying for our sins help you?
Hopefully make me a better person. Hopefully help me, you know, I could confess. I could talk to somebody that really specializes in that and just sort of help myself come out of that hole.
Are you a Catholic?
Yeah.
No, confession won't help you. That's like saying to a judge, I confess I committed the crime. He's going to say, good, we got a confession out of you. You're going to jail. Now let me share the gospel with you and get your thoughts. And Emiliano, if you can get a grip of this, it's going to change everything for you. The 10 Commandments are called the moral law. You and I broke the law. Jesus paid the fine. That's what happened on that cross. That's why he said, it is finished. Just before he died, he was saying, paid in full. If you're in court and you've got speeding fines and you plead guilty, the judge will let you go if someone else pays those fines. You say, you're out of here, someone's paid your fine. And it's legal for him to let you go. Because of what Jesus did on the cross, God can legally let you go. He can grant you everlasting life as a free gift, all because Jesus paid the fine on the cross. Then he rose from the dead, defeated death. And if you'll simply repent of your sins and put your trust in Jesus, and you'll never repent of your sins while you think you're a good person, there's no need to if you think you're good. But if you see sin as being really serious and you're really sorry, and repent of your sins and then trust in Jesus, like you trust a parachute, God will grant you everlasting life as a free gift, not because you're good, but because he's good and kind and rich in mercy. If you're going to jump out of a plane 10,000 feet, why would you put on a parachute?
Because you don't want to die.
Yeah, and your motivation is fear. And that fear is your friend, not your enemy. It's doing you a favor. It's making you put on a parachute. And because I love you, I try to put the fear of God in you today. I've tried to make your mouth go dry, hoping you'll see that fear as your friend, not your enemy, because it'll make you serious with the God that gave you life. Are you going to think about what we talked about?
I'll think about it, yeah. I'll keep that in mind.
And please think about it with a sense of urgency, because, Raquel, you don't know when you're going to die. You could die in your sleep tonight, and I want to see you in heaven, not in hell.
Right, I know. I had a close encounter 2 years ago. My car crashed, but, you know, thank God, right?
Well, you're here. Maybe God preserved you for today, so you'd hear the gospel and how your sins can be forgiven through trusting in Jesus.
I hope so.
Can I give you a book that I've written called Scientific Facts in the Bible?
Yeah, good.
Thank you for listening to me. No need to hold it up.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Our shirt say, kill your local pedophiles. What in the world?
Yeah, okay. When do you think you'll repent and put your trust in Jesus rather than in your own goodness?
I think right now.
Right now, are you sorry for your sins?
I'm really sorry for my sins, yeah.
Okay. And you're willing to yield your life to Christ?
Of course.
Okay, can I pray with you?
Sure.
Father, thank you for Emiliano, for his honesty of heart. I pray today he'll... In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. Do you have a Bible at home?
I do.
Emiliano, today will be as real to you as you are with God. If you leave here, back to porn, say that was interesting, but you don't do anything, nothing will happen. But if you become obedient to the Lord, listen to your conscience, read the Bible, and do what it says, God promises he'll reveal himself to you. Not in voices or flashes of lightning, but he'll give you a new heart with new desires, so you love that which pleases him. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
Last year, Iran fired 300 ballistic missiles at Israel. Soon, those missiles could carry a nuclear payload, threatening the lives not of hundreds, but of millions. We will not let the world's most dangerous regime get the world's most dangerous weapons. And Iran plans to give those weapons, nuclear weapons, to its terrorist proxies. That would make the nightmare of nuclear terrorism all too real. The increasing range of Iran's ballistic missiles would bring that nuclear nightmare to the cities of Europe and eventually to America. Remember, Iran calls Israel the small Satan. It calls America the great Satan. And this is...
Oh, I didn't even know that. Look what he just said. He said Iran called Israel the small Satan, and Iran called America the big Satan. So if Iran is able to attack Israel because they believe that it's the small Satan, what do you think they'll do to America? I think they'll attack America too. I believe Iran will attack America if they get a chance. I mean, you just seen what happened when they... even though I don't really believe in this whole 9/11 thing, I think that was a setup. But it's still, you still seen what happened. A bunch of terrorists came and blew up the whole world trade. So if they able to do that, and now there's technology now where they don't even need to be anywhere. They could just be where they at, sit where they at, and still blow up, still send missiles and still blow up your country, whether it's New York or Los Angeles, whatever it is. It's just letting you know that, hey, Iran might be able to throw a missile at United States. It's possible, and this is why I believe that Donald Trump is trying to build this golden dome. I'm going to repeat myself again, but this is the reason why I believe Donald Trump is trying to build a golden dome.
This is why for decades it's led millions in the chance of death to Israel and death to America. Today, Israel is responding to those genocidal calls with action and with a call of our own. Long live Israel and long live America. May God bless Israel. May God bless the forces of civilization everywhere.
Yep, but that's what's going on. This is what's happening. This is what's going on, y'all. This is what's going on. This is what's going on. Let's see. What's something else I can react to? This might be. Let me see. Let me react to this.
Good job. Welcome back.
A lot of people feel like Kai Cenat has sold his soul because he's now, he's kind of popular now. And a lot of people feel like, well, maybe he sold his soul. But I'm going to show you a video of Kai Cenat talking about Jesus at the BET Award.
To another reaction on this channel. Now, check me out, y'all. I tried uploading this video yesterday, and as soon as I posted it, it got blocked 3 minutes later.
Another thing too, y'all can go follow him. His name is Nitrous TV. Y'all go follow him up.
So that's how I know this video was going to be a banger, bro. I need you guys to leave a like down below so we can get into the algorithm quickly so more and more people can see this. Now, I know that we've been speaking about Kai Cenat for the past couple of weeks, ever since I reacted to that video of Kai Cenat allegedly selling his soul. I'm not gonna lie, I began to look at the man.
A lot of people believe that Kai Cenat sold his soul. I mean, you gotta explain to me how he sold his soul. Not because he's popular now. He's kind of well known. Doesn't mean he sold his soul. And secondly, you can't sell your soul. Your soul's not yours for you to sell.
And different. I'm gonna be so completely honest. But what really caught my attention was Kai Cenat and the BET Awards. Now, on the red carpet alone, bro, when I tell you, this man was being introduced and passed around and saying hello to by random people. It was like he's a fresh booty on the scene, bro. I'm just gonna call it what it is. It was like he was being passed around like fresh booty. I ain't gonna lie. And all of the interactions, although most of them seemed very...
Listen, man, a lot of people have their own opinion of people selling their soul. Because you reach a certain status, people feel like, well, he sold his soul. No, he worked hard. He worked hard for what he got. Not everybody got to sell their soul. He worked hard for it. And because people saying what's up, 20 people getting to know him, don't mean he sold his soul. He worked hard to where he's at. It's point blank period.
I'm gonna be honest. A lot of the interactions did seem surface level, but the one interaction that caught my attention was this one right here, bro.
You should have let me come be a professor.
Obviously, yeah, we all know how Kevin Gates is, and this is not even the interaction I'm talking about, but it's no surprise that these two are in the room. But check this out.
When you applied? I could have gave him some news. Oh, man. You was my boy Duke. Duke, my boy. Oh, my bad. All right, Kev.
Why you don't have R&B on your...
Come on, who said I don't? Who said I don't?
I just said it.
Come on.
You ain't called him.
Come on, who said I don't? It's my brother right here.
You called me.
I know. Let me take your number down. Come on, bro.
Come on,
Let me take your number down. You're right.
R&B on the stream.
Let me take your number.
Now, for those who don't know, this is the booty tickling bandit himself, bro.
Dude's trying to make a joke. This wasn't a Genuine, I believe his name is. I could be wrong. Oh no, it's not. This is I forgot his name. It's not Genuine. This is oh man, is it Robin or something? I don't know.
Okay. And now the only reason why I say that is because we reacted to a video of him. If you guys don't know who this is, it's an artist by the name of Tank. He's like I don't even know if he makes music anymore. I never listened to him. But during the time where I was exposing all of these industry individuals for being DL and being in the closet and things of that nature, we spoke about Tank, right? And the main reason why we spoke about Tank is because he was on this podcast, and I really want y'all to listen to what he says about... I don't even want to say it. Just listen, bro.
So let's say a guy's one time.
Jesus Christ.
Does that mean that...
I mean, I believe Tank is gay. I think Tank is gay.
What does that mean? Say twice. We said twice earlier. Guy, dick twice. I'm waiting for the rest of this. A guy, dick twice. Does that make him gay?
No. Here's the thing. Okay. So
I just dick twice.
And this is twice as excessive. Okay. But let's dig into it, right? Okay.
He did.
He sucked dick once, right? And then he's like, I'm not sure if I liked it or not.
Let me try it.
And then he says, you know what? It's not for me. Don't like the taste. You see what I'm saying?
Don't like the taste. We're not talking about chicken. We talking about
what the freak?
What?
Now, shout out to the LGBTQ LMNOP community. You get what I'm saying? But there should be no reason as a grown-ass man you're trying to defend and justify performing fellatio upon another grown-ass man. Let's just be clear about that. If you do indeed S&D, you are indeed LGBT. If you do indeed S&D.
Hey man, this is my opinion. If you're not gay and you for some reason you're giving another man fellatio, you are gay. I don't care. It ain't no let me try it. If you're not gay and you somehow ended giving another man fellatio, you are gay. But I ain't mean to jump into that, but it's okay.
You are, in fact, LGBT. Let's just be clear on that. But the fact that he was defending it, and this is not the only time he said it. There was actually another.
But this don't surprise me that he's defending it. Tank is gay. If I'm right, I believe Tank is gay.
Situation where I think he was on like 106 or like Ebro in the morning or one of those type of podcasts or one of those type of talk shows in the morning, whatever the case is. And he said the same thing, basically saying it's not that big of a deal if you out here as S&Ds, bro. If that's not what makes you LGBT, then I don't know what does, to be quite honest. But this interaction right here, I caught it. I found to be very, very interesting, and it made me look at every other interaction at the BET Awards that that Kai had as very weird. Now, what really caught my attention, and this is the part that my video got taken down for and blocked for. So we're about to speak about this more specifically. Now, before we even hop into this, I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video that I did open up a few more seats for this month. We already have about 10 people in for this month, so there are only 4 spots left. If you are interested in making money online, then I want you to DM me the word Kino. Okay, I'm gonna leave it linked in the description, and I'm gonna leave it in the pinned comment. If you want to make money online, we had somebody join about 2.5 weeks ago, and within the past 2 weeks, he made his first $2,000. In the first month, he is on track to making $6,000, y'all. Understand that making money on social media is a real thing. You see people do it all of the time. It's 2025. If you're not getting a piece of the pie, you are very far behind, bro. I'm only looking to work with people who are serious, people who are actually willing to take action and invest into themselves, right? That's going to be the most important thing when it comes to us actually working together. But if you're serious and you want to start creating change and you're willing to invest into the process, then I want you to DM me on Instagram. The keyword is Kino. We can hop on a call, speak about your goals, and we can start making you your first $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 purely from social media. But with that being said, I came across this video on TikTok. I can't play the video. I don't even think I can show the video. But it's basically Kevin Hart with Kai Cenat and Drewski, who are hosting the BET Awards, right? Now, it was funny as hell. The interaction that they had on stage, extremely funny. I'm going to be completely honest, y'all. But one thing I can say is Kevin Hart was saying some very interesting things. He basically was saying things along the lines of, it's my job to have you guys on stage, you guys meaning Kai Cenat and Drewski, so I can pass the baton. Now, if you guys don't know about Kevin Hart, I would say that he is one of the gatekeepers of the comedian industry right now, bro. Honestly.
I can agree. I can agree.
Speaking, right? He is one of the gatekeepers for the community. We have people like Dave Chappelle, obviously, the GOAT. We have Kevin Hart. We have people like Jamie Foxx, who was once the GOAT. Now he got taken out by we don't even know who for trying to snitch against Diddy, right? Listen, the truth will always come to light. But now Kevin Hart is the main person in the industry, in the comedian industry specifically, who is considered to be the gatekeeper. So the fact that he brought Kai Cenat and Drewski on stage speaks volumes. And he literally said, it is my job to pass you guys the baton, which I found to be very, very interesting, right? Now, the entire time they're joking around, ha ha ha, kiki kiin, it's funny, it's comedy, LOLs, right? But what really happens is that they're introducing probably one of the most demonic artists in the entire industry. And I'm not talking about Doja Cat. I'm talking about Playboi Carti, the person who has upside down crosses tatted across his body. These individuals are bringing him out. Granted, Kevin Hart was hosting BET Awards. Drewski and Kai Cenat made an appearance, but they only appeared to bring out the most demonic rapper of the generation. I'm putting these things together. I'm piecing them together. I told you guys that I can't confidently say that Kai Cenat sold his soul, right? I know the power of networking. I know the power of being in certain rooms.
Like he just said, he can't really put the key together to say Kai Cenat sold his soul, but I'm going to see Kai Cenat talking about Jesus at the BET Award. Kai Cenat. About Jesus.
Jesus Christ is real. Yo, I'm literally living in it. Like, bro, every time when I genuinely am thinking or asking for something in life, bro, like, and I have hard times, no matter how much hard times I may go through behind the scenes that y'all probably don't even see, man, my prayers be getting answered in ways that I've never thought. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you.
Let's watch that again for anybody who came late.
Jesus
Christ
what he said. Is real. Yo, I'm literally living in it. Like, bro, every time when I genuinely am thinking or asking for something in life, bro, like, and I have hard times, no matter how much hard times I may go through behind the scenes that y'all probably don't even see, man, my prayers be getting answered in ways that I've never thought. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Jesus Christ is real. Yo, I'm literally living in it. Like, bro.
So
every time when bro, every time when I'm like, when I genuinely am thinking
So,
or
you know, a lot of people feel like, yeah, he sold his soul, but the man, everywhere he goes, he talk about Jesus. He doesn't try to hide his faith. He talk about Jesus. So, you know, everybody got their own reason why they feel like he sold his soul. And because you make it to the top doesn't mean you sold your soul. It doesn't mean you sold your soul. Let me see what else I can react to. But what else I can react to? He made 100 million and God exposed the truth. Let me see this.
Now I know what medical students say about anatomy. That it's all.
All right, y'all. What happens when you achieve every one of your goals and you're living your dream, and in the process, you literally make $100 million. And then you realize that no amount of money is going to fulfill you, satisfy you, or fix any of your problems if you do not know Jesus Christ. This is the story of A.J. Brown, NFL wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles. They just won a Super Bowl. He signed an extension in 2022 for $100 million. 4-year contract, $100 million. He was guaranteed basically $40 million as soon as he signed the contract. And then he got a $23 million signing bonus. So assuming that he plays out the entirety of this contract, he'll make $100 million.
Damn.
And he'll probably sign another contract after this contract is over. So you're talking about a scenario where he very well might end up making anywhere between like $170 to $200 million. Now, obviously, you have taxes, you have percentages that you got to pay to your managers and to your agents and stuff like that. But that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot
and
of
during
money.
this conversation, he opened up about the fact that the more money that you have, the bigger the magnifying glass is on
Yeah, like Big and Small said, more money, more problems.
all of the sinful behavior that you like to indulge in that you don't tell anybody about. And he also talks about how
Yeah, that's another thing too about people with money. The more money you have, if there's a guy who was a pedophile, right? This is just I'm just using that as an example. If a guy was a pedophile and he started having money, and if a guy was a pedophile and he didn't have any money, he was just watching. Let's just say he was watching child porn. Now as he get this money, now his demon heighten up. It goes higher now because he got money. So money just feed on your evil more and more. Some people shouldn't be blessed with money because they are real evil, and the evil just goes up higher and higher. And like example, there's some people who are very generous and they like to give. And if they are blessed with like $100 million, their money won't change them. They'll still be able to give money to other people. But some people, if they are bad people and they get money, they only become worse and worse and become a demon.
you're a target, how you always have to be on point, how you are constantly going to face spiritual warfare. And I thought it was really interesting, and I wanted to talk about it, and I wanted to have a conversation about it, because I think we can all learn something from it. And I also want to share some personal stuff about myself from a financial standpoint that I've never really shared before. So if you're interested in any of those conversations, then stick around towards the end and we'll get into it. All right. So I'm going to start at the beginning of this conversation. It starts out like this. There's a kid in the crowd who is asking a question, and he essentially says something along the lines of, you know, what do you do when you become successful, but your friends are not successful? Like, how do you navigate that? How do you operate within that realm? So that's the first question. And then he gets into more of the spiritual stuff and more of what we were talking about in the intro. All right, let's go.
It feel like when you came up and you had to leave some people to take everybody. You feel me?
Yeah.
But like, I know some people to this day that's like, damn, but you really got like, how you come hang on?
So, you should ask yourself, do they want you to stay in the same spot? Do they want you to stay where they at?
Yeah. Like clapping a bell time.
Okay, yeah.
Every time you try to get out, somebody gonna try to pull you down.
Right. Everybody can't go with you, bro. I had 2 friends where I grew up with. One of them doing pretty good for himself. The other one, he's not. I was friends with them high school, college. But as I got older, I started to realize, bro, my morals and didn't align with his morals. So I had to distance myself, right? To the point where he was putting his hands on a young lady. I ain't cool with that. So I had to distance myself. And I had to continue going on with my journey, and whatever God had aligned for me, I had to continue. And those people, some of them people, they still reach out. But like, you gotta realize when to let go. Because you hang on too long, they're gonna pull you down. That's why I keep trying to tell you, because you the one that say like you want to chill with your guys on the block, chill, blah, blah, blah. But not everybody moving the same way you.
You can't do that, man. A businessman can hang out with a drug dealer in the corner. Somebody's gonna bring somebody down. Rather the businessman gonna bring the drug dealer up, or the drug dealer gonna bring the businessman down. Something gonna happen. Like the good book say, bad company corrupt good
Trying to
morals.
move, I guarantee you. I'm not sitting here talking about your partners or whatever the case may be, but I'm pretty sure they don't want to be a cop no more, boy. See what I'm saying? But you got to make sure, like, people in your circle, they moving. And stuff. And to be honest, honestly, man, stuff to say, bro. Like Victoria, no, bro. I don't have no friends, bro. And you may think I'm lonely, I'm miserable, but nah. But I got family though. My lady, my kids, and I'm blessed to still have both of my parents in my life.
You don't like any of your teammates, they're not your friends.
Teammates is different. No, teammates is different. We can talk about that. Teammates is different. Ultimately, I have that love for them. But like, nah, bro, I don't have no friends, dog.
But that's a brotherhood.
It is a brotherhood. But I always ask myself, here I go again, overthinking stuff and questioning people, and say, if we stop playing football today, will you pick up that phone and have my back if something happens?
No.
But you're gonna learn that in life, though. You're gonna learn that in life. You're gonna learn that over time, because everybody on their own journey.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, he's 100% right. There's people who I used to be a boxer, and stopped boxing. There's people you thought you still who you friends, and you thought if you call them, will they still pick up? And as time passed by, people move on life. People just move on in life. So, yeah, I mean, some people you call your friends, but you can't call your friends.
And you gonna learn that. But nah, bro, I got some amazing teammates, bro. That I got a lot of love for. But friends, bro, like friends, nah, bro, I don't got none of them, bro. So just like, even to the point where it's just like how y'all think my life is now? Huh? Peaches and cream? I respect that. I ain't got no problem with that.
A lot of people feel like that too. If you got a lot of money, your life is peaches and cream. Academic was saying that people looking at him like, they were like, man, your life must be good because you have a whole lot of money. And I'm be honest with you, man, for somebody who, I'm not saying I'm a rich person, but for somebody who, when I was a kid, I used to have I was around money. All that little phone thing people doing with their ear, with the money in the phone next to their ear, that's something that I didn't do, but because I wasn't really, I didn't think about that. But when rappers be like, having a whole stack of money around them, like that's something that it don't surprise me, because I was damn near that person that had that same thing. So money don't really surprise me. Money is not really attracted to me because I was around it since I was like 8 years old. I seen a lot of it. So it's really, it don't make you happy, man. I'm just being honest with you. Money do not make you happy. Just keep it 100. It just fix your problems, get your bills paid, and that's it. But it won't make you happy.
I respect that. Peaches and cream. Why you say that?
My bad, y'all. Okay.
Why you say
wow.
That? You just say you signed for 40 million one time.
Yeah.
A B75 or one another.
Yeah.
You got a couple M's in this.
Yeah. All right.
You looking pretty clean on the side.
Yeah. So
it definitely looks like though. It's
yeah.
always more than what it seems.
For sure.
Everything that shiny gold.
There you go.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But like, I really still feel like you.
Peaches and cream. Yeah. to along the lines of what you're saying, peaches and cream. Now, the decisions that I have made in the past has put me in a great position moving forward in my life. But that doesn't mean the things that I have been blessed with cannot become a distraction to me, most importantly. So imagine this. You growing up, wherever you from, but you gotta look out for people who stealing, robbing, drugs.
Oh, that's another thing. He's right about that too, man. Like, and I know this off really experience, because I had a friend of mine who was a professional fighter, and he had to deal with people stealing money from him, his managers, his coaches. It was so much thing he had to deal with. So yeah, when you have a lot of money, you become a little more like on your tippy toe. You really can't trust too many people because you feel like you have too much money. Somebody's gonna steal from you. You might think your girl might steal money from you. Your kids might. It's so much things that goes around your mind. So he's right about that.
All that type of stuff, women, all that type of stuff, right? So imagine that times 100, times 1,000,000. Because now that I got all these blessings and I got all these things, now I have that in my will. You see what I'm saying? So when you in the hood, you smoke a little weed here and there, like you can do that, right? But here with me, I have to learn. I gotta know right from wrong in the sense of, because I have so many blessings that I got all the access in the world. Like y'all may be worried about some weed here and there, or a person taking something here and there, like right? But I got all this stuff in my free will. Do you understand? I can get up and go and do whatever I want to at any time. Do you understand the type of pressure that is? Do you understand the type of eyes that's on me 24/7? You know the type. Bro, somebody just came to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Somebody just came. Listen though. Real talk. Somebody just came to my crib and stole my car. You see what I'm saying? But you talking about peaches and cream. No, I gotta be on point at all times. Like this real life. I understand you in the streets. You may have an op here and there or something like that. But I gotta be on point all the time because I don't know who's an op or who means me well.
That's true. That's 100% true. With all that money, you don't know who gonna rob you. Like, people feel like millionaires got it like that. No, you become a little more paranoid because now you gotta think, yo, I'm driving a Bentley, I'm driving a Bugatti. Yo, I gotta have security guards with me. I gotta have all this. Like, think about it. Let's just think about Kobe. No, let's think about what's that guy name? What's that guy name? Let's just think about Money Mayweather, Floyd. Or let's think about what's that basketball player name? LeBron James. LeBron James can't just step out like me and you can. He can't do that. He can't go and eat the way he want to because he got so much money. If he goes out by himself, he's rather getting robbed or so much people going to come to him and try to take pictures of him. He can't really live a normal life. So it's a lot of things that come with so much money. It comes with it's good. The bills get paid. You don't got to worry about your light being turned off. Your bills, things get done. Then it come with the bad where where you might not be able to have a female. Like you might think this female is trying to sleep with you just for your money. You might end up being in child support because she just wanted you for your money. And it just goes on and on.
Because everybody who want to come take a picture with me don't mean me well. They could be plotting, doing something. That's why my trust issues, bro, they messed up.
Yep, that's true too. Yep, trust issues, everything. Like it just, I'm be honest with you. If I was a millionaire, my trust issue would be like up the ceiling. Like no, when I say up the ceiling, I mean like I'd be paranoid. Every little thing would just make me paranoid. You know, and it just,
It's just what it is. It's the life that I signed up for.
Yep.
I signed up for. So as far as some of the stuff is peaches and cream, but not all of it peaches and cream. Because I got the whole world in my hands and I got to push it away because and the world keeps coming. Because of I'm doing everything.
Hardee's original bag, 2 full-size.
Sorry y'all for this commercial crap.
Just $5.99.
I'm supposed to do. Just like when God blesses you, the devil, you need to have discernment to know that is that God blessing you or is that the devil blessing you? Because that's real. Because everything that you got, every little problem that you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm not gonna lie. I got a story to tell. There's a friend of mine who just won a lawsuit. For he just won a lawsuit, and this is a guy who was dealing with gambling issues. You know, some people might look at that and say, "Well, that's a blessing from God. He just won so much money." But then again, if he doesn't have no self control, is that really God blessing him? Because God's not gonna bless you if there's no self control over yourself. So is it really God blessing him, or is it the devil throwing that at him so he can fall deep into sin and where he can kill him?
You may have whatever vice you have. You got a woman problem right now, get $100 million and see how.
Oh my gosh, thank you. It just you got $100 million. You got $100 million. You got a drug issue right now. Get $100 million. It becomes high. You got a pedophile issue right now. Get $100 million. It becomes higher. You damn near gonna end up having a ring of pedophiles. It's just how life is. So money just expose people, and that's really what it do. Money expose who you are, and it just bring out the evil out of you.
That problem gonna show up loud and clear. All right, I'm gonna give you an example. I ain't gonna give you no other name, but it's guys that's in the league getting in trouble with women. They got fetish with women. They doing little stuff because when you got all that type of money, dog, like
think about it. Look at P Diddy. P Diddy got billion dollars. Look where he at right now. Look at it. Look at P Diddy. P Diddy is somebody what people would want to be. This is a guy who probably is a billionaire, and now he's in prison because he got a sex issue. He got a sex issue. So that let you know that money just man. They just let you know that money just brings out the evil out of you, like I said before.
That stuff shows up because now it's at your leisure. Now you can get any woman you want. You can pick and choose. You see what I'm saying? So it ain't all peaches and cream because, like as men, I truly feel like as men, bro, we need to sit down. We need to talk more about like on some real time, right? And it's going to a whole nother level because, but what porn does to your brain, it desensitizes your brain, and so you may think like, hey man, she look good or whatever. No, you looking at her as an object, not as a human being. You see what I'm saying? But I see that all the time from my team. My teammates talk about stuff like from other players and all these other stuff, bro. That's real, dog. So like, just because you got all these blessings, all this money and all this shit, like, bro, everything ain't peaches and cream. Because whatever problem that you may have deep down inside that you're not telling nobody about, get some bread, get some money, get whatever you desire. I promise you, that shit gonna show up, and you're not gonna be able to hide it, because you can't, like, because when you get that bread though, who you are really comes out. I'm just gonna shoot you straight.
I just told you. Yeah,
so
straight up. When you get that, when you get all that money, who you are really comes out. If you're a generous person, you like to give, it comes out. If you're a pedophile or a thief or whatever, if you're a pedophile, if you're just a greedy person, that comes out. Money just brings out who you are, who you truly are.
To make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do and who you're supposed to be before you even get to that level. That's why you see these guys are getting in trouble doing this stuff. Like, bro, there ain't no accident, dog. Like, now if it's wrongfully accused, then that's different. So,
I like what he said. He said you got to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do and being who you're supposed to be before you even get to that level.
I agree.
Because money is not going to fix anything. It's just going to amplify and expose who you truly are.
True.
I remember my account would be in the negative for so long. And I used to work at a bank. So like, I knew how all this stuff worked, behind the scenes, I knew how all this stuff worked because I used to work at a bank. But I was in a time in my life, a season in my life, I literally was so down bad financially. My bank account was in the negative for weeks and for months. And at a certain point,
they said I couldn't get a respected software engineering degree from an online school.
Hey, that boy getting that money,
I
boy.
can earn an accredited degree.
When your account is in the negative for so long, they just close your account. And then they send you a bill.
I never knew that. If your account is in a negative, they just close your account. I never knew that. I never knew if your account is negative for so long that they can just close it. I never knew that.
And they say, hey, your account is negative $1,500. You owe us $1,500. So I was getting those letters on a regular basis. I was missing payments, credit card payments, loan payments, all type of stuff. It was charging off. It was hitting my credit. I literally probably had like a 400 credit score. It was terrible. But I didn't have any money. I didn't have any money. And I was getting phone calls every single day from bill collectors. It seemed like every 10 minutes my phone was ringing from a different number. Every 10 minutes, different area code. At a certain point, I was like, I'm not even going to answer my phone for anybody. Like, if your number is not saved in my phone, I'm not going to answer my phone for anybody. And it was like that for a good 2 years, if not longer. And during that time in my life, and this was just recently, this was not a long time ago, this was just recently, I've been unsuccessful for 98% of my life. You guys are just seeing the 2% of me being successful right now. But the 98%, y'all didn't see none of that. Y'all just see the 2%. You know what I'm saying? But during that 98%, the number one problem that I thought I had was a money problem. The number one problem that I thought I had was a money problem. Come to find out.
You know, it's funny too. It's funny that we're talking about this money thing. You know, I went to church last Sunday and my pastor was talking about stewardship and talking about how to manage your money. And that's another thing a lot of people don't know how to do, manage their money. And talking about a lot of people, I don't think I know how to manage my money too. But when it comes to saving, I can save. But when it comes to managing certain things, if I see it and I have the money for it, I do get it. But it really depends. If it's something I'm saving up for, like a family member of mine, I ain't touching that. But if it's something else that's not really that important, then I do touch it.
The problem was within me the entire time. I was the problem the entire time. Have you ever thought that it's a blessing that you do not have as much financial means as you desire to have at this point in your life? Have you ever thought that might be a blessing that you do not have?
That's a question. I mean, that's a good question. I mean, did anybody ever think that, hey, if I thank God I don't have this much money because maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm dealing with drugs or I'm dealing with this type of demon. I mean, for me, I'm be honest with you, I never really, I do struggle with things, but me having $1 million, I don't think would push me to go do anything stupid. Praying and hoping to God that would not happen.
All of the financial means that you desire to have at this point in your life. Because if you had all of the financial means that you are desiring, and your character is not to the point to where you'll be able to handle those finances in a responsible way, then those finances could ultimately end up getting you in more trouble. And I understand we need to pay our bills. We need to put food on the table. And most people are living paycheck to paycheck. Like I understand that. I get that. Cause I was there. I wasn't even living paycheck to paycheck. I was living just I'm just like, dog, let me get like a French fry or something. Like, give me a chicken nugget or something. Like, my baby's is hungry. Like, it was. Thankfully, I had people in my life that, you know, were holding me down. Because if it weren't for them, I would have literally been on the street. But have you ever paused to think that maybe it's a blessing that you don't have everything that you are desiring from a financial standpoint? Because the more that you have, the more trouble you can get yourself into.
Like I said again, more money, more problem.
Because there's levels to this stuff.
And I always thought about that too. I always thought about, man, if I had like $2,000, $3,000 for this little bill, I can get this paid. But now I'm, I can't, now when you see that type of money, it's gone just like that. It's like the more money you have, the more things come. It's like it's weird. I don't get how that happened.
There's levels to this stuff.
Like it just says like there's level to it or something. It's like, yo, I don't know how it happened. It's like the more money you get, the more you get on the more you get in your plate. Like I remember the less money I had, the less I had on my plate. I didn't really have too much. I was making about $300-400. I remember back then I was making about $300-400, and I was making, like I said, $300-400. I only had like my phone. My phone was only $40 a month. So I still had something else to play with, and I was taking the city bus. So I still I still had like little money to play with. But now it's like you got so much. It's like you got nothing to play with. Every time you look, it's kind of gone. Like you said, like Biggie Small said, more money, more problem.
If you don't have a relationship with God first, established, clear, if you don't know him, if you don't know his voice, if you don't have that discernment, if your heart isn't fixated on him and what he wants and his will, then the money is not going to be a blessing. Just like AJ Brown said,
yeah.
The money.
Hell yeah. If your heart's not fixing God, the money won't be a blessing. Trust me, the money's going to just be a curse. It's just going to be a demon.
He is going to be a blessing from the enemy.
Help save lives. Donate plasma today. CSL Plasma. Do the amazing.
Box. This summer, make KFC your go-to pit stop for $7 fill.
And he's going to use that to further keep you in bondage and further perpetuate the idea that money is going to fix all of your problems. And that is not the case. Now, money can fix a lot of problems on this earth, but from an eternal standpoint, it does nothing. From an eternal standpoint, money does nothing to help you. In fact, it could most likely.
Spiritually, money doesn't help you. Physically, it might help you, but spiritually, it doesn't help you. Spiritually, it doesn't make you happy. Spiritually, it doesn't fulfill that thing that is inside of you. Only Jesus Christ, God, can do that. Like I said, I've been around money all my life, and I know that. I know that 100%.
Hinder you. Because you could develop an unhealthy relationship to the money. You start idolizing the money and serving the money and obeying the money more than you obey and follow God.
And this is where the verse come from. The love of money is the root of all evil. Not that money, because people be getting that confused. Not that money is evil. The love of money is the root of all evil.
And I don't think money is bad. I've said this time and time again. I don't think money is bad. I think money is a tool. It's a tool that we can use in order to help people, in order to do good, in order to provide for our families, in order to be charitable, in order to be giving, in order to help further the will of God here on earth. There's so many things that we can use money for, positive reasons. But on the flip side of that, there's a lot of wickedness and evilness that could potentially be developed if we're not careful. And that's why I said, have you ever stop to think that maybe the season that you're in your life right now is a blessing? That lack that you have financially, have you ever stopped to think that maybe that's a blessing? Because guess what? It's not going to be like that forever. You are going to step into a new season. So during this season of financial lack, character development, and more specifically, relationship with Jesus Christ is the most important, because through that relationship with Jesus Christ, your character is going to be developed. He is going to mold you. He is going to transform and renew your mind so that you are prepared to walk into that. I don't know. I struggle personally because, you know, in this space that I'm in this industry that I'm in, there's opportunities to make a lot of money. There's opportunities to make a lot of money. And I find myself,
you know, I was watching the story of Boot Gang the other day, and he was talking about, you know, it's really not that hard to make money on social media. You do something stupid that get views, and you're making money. It's really not that hard, but it's not that. It's I guess making it the right way, because if you make it the wrong way, it comes like that. But if you make it the right way, it takes some time. I think for me, I'd rather take my time than doing it the wrong way, you know. And I've been on that boat, doing it the wrong way, and it doesn't go right.
Of having to ask myself what's truly important. I constantly have to ask myself, what is truly important? Why did I start doing this in the first place? Why did I pick up a camera and start posting videos in the first place?
And another thing too, that's a good question he's asking that, because I was just asking myself that, and I was thinking about that at work, and I'm like, yo, this whole thing I'm doing here, people get rich off this. Like, you got Cassinet, you got Aiden Ross, you got all these people, a lot of people who make money off this. I'm like, yo, if it's God will, I make money off of it. It's God will that I do. If I don't, then I don't. I'm really not the type of person trying to make. I'm really the type of person I don't really want to make. I rather start a different channel and talk about something else and make money off of it than talk about God and make money off God. I'm not gonna pimp God, and I'm not gonna have y'all, whoever you are, send me money and talk about God and whatever that is. I do this free, and if I gotta do this till I'm 60, 80 for free, I do it for free till God call me home. And if God's willing to bless me with something where I'm blessed with whatever God gives me with, then I take it. But after that, I'm not doing this for any money. Like I said, if I want to do do this for money, I would have been did it for money, and I would have just created a different channel. Or better yet, I wouldn't even talk about God. I would just talk about something else. Because who want to sit here and talk about, like, who really want to hear listen people talk about God? Nobody really, like, people want you to talk about things that's going on in the world, not about God. So I did something that's really kind of it's looked down upon, and then people they don't really get views like that unless you're trying to start drama and comment on your stream. For me, like I said again, if God's willing to bless me for what I'm doing, then I take it. But if God just don't do it, I'm doing this for free. I'm doing it because it was just in my heart to do. Whether I believe God put it in my heart to do, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it for free. Like I said, God bless me. He blessed me. If not, then he don't. I ain't tripping about it, you know?
Because it wasn't always about the money, because I wasn't making any money. Like, back in the day, I wasn't making any money. So why did I start?
Yeah, that's like he said, right now, I'm not making any money. On this stuff right here, I'm not making any money. Neither is I'm complaining about it, and neither do I trip about it. It's not a goal of mine. I don't wake up every day and say, I want all these people. I want like 1,000 subscribers, and then I want to be making money. Nah. Unless as least as I'm talking about God, I'm not looking to make money off God. That's one thing. I even thought about it too. I even thought about too if I ever join a church where I got to be a choir boy or I got to be a piano person, and the pastor don't even have to pay me for it. I'm doing that because I'm gonna let God handle that. And I'm in the bottom of my heart. He doesn't have to pay me for it. He doesn't have to do anything for me because I'm doing that. At least in my heart, I feel like that's something that I'm doing for God, and He doesn't have to pay me for it. So that's the reason why I don't even mess around and do all. That's the reason why I'm like, yo, when I see people get, I'm not down on anybody who do get paid for preaching or for playing pianos and whatever. I'm not down on nothing like that. Hey, you do that. But I'm just saying, for me, if I would ever join a church and become a choir boy or become a piano player or just learn to just play a piano for my church, I wouldn't accept no money. And I'm in the bottom of my heart, I wouldn't accept no money because I feel like that's just something that I would just, how can I say this? I mean, not say I own to God, but it's just, I just don't want to pimp God. I feel like me taking money for doing a service for God I feel like I'd be pimping him. And I don't want to be that type of person. So even me doing this right here, I don't do this for money. I'm not getting paid for this. And like I said, if I'm doing this for 6, 7, 8 years, 9, 10 years, I'm 30 right now. So even if I'm doing this 50, 60 years old and I don't get paid for it, then I'm cool. Because I don't want to, again, pimp God. That's not my goal. I'd rather create a different channel, talk about something else, talk about boxing, talk about sport and get paid off that, than talk about God and get paid off God. I just don't want to do that. God is free. His salvation is free. And what I'm doing is free. And I'm not looking for people to pay for me to talk about God or anything like that.
Start in the first place. I have to ask myself that consistently. Because there's a lot of money to be made in this space. There's a lot of money to be made in this industry.
He's
and
right.
People are making a lot of money.
He's
and
right.
sometimes I'm looking around and I'm like, yo, I could be making a lot more money. Just keeping it real. I could be making a lot more money.
And the same thing like that, like he just said, I could be probably making money too about other things. And you go to YouTube, you type how to make money with Facebook, how to make money with Instagram, how to make money in TikTok. You could do that. Like that's you could do that. But I'm just saying, for me, I'm on YouTube. Like I said, if I'm gonna make money, I'd rather make money on Twitch playing video game. That's how because I'm not gonna make money off God, so I'd rather make money playing video game on Twitch, or maybe start a different channel on YouTube playing video game. Something like that. But on talking about God and making money about God, I'm not for it. Now, if God bless me where I'm making money talking about God, then okay then. But if He doesn't, I'm cool with that too.
I'm literally leaving millions of dollars on the table. Because at this point in time in my life, I don't necessarily feel like I'm equipped to handle that level of financial success. There's a lot of money I'm leaving on the table from brand deals.
And that's another thing too. Like I thought about that too. I'm like, yo, if I thought about that, let's say one day I wake up and I got $200 million in my bank account. Like, would I be able to control myself? Even though I think about that, I'm like, yeah, I'll be able to invest it, but this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking. I mean, I believe I would be able to invest it, but sometimes I think like even people, if you woke up tomorrow morning and you look at your account, it was $200 million. Do you think that money would expose you as a good person or a bad person? Like, would you be generous with your money, or would you be envy and greedy with your money and spend it on hookers and whores and drugs and spend it on clothes and all these other things?
I've turned down I've turned down every brand deal that has hit my email. Like, and I'm not trying to boast or nothing like that. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just having a conversation with y'all. Because people think that it's all just like he was saying. And I'm nowhere near the level that he is. Let's just make that clear. I'm nowhere near.
And this is why people saying Kaiser Net sold his soul. I mean, because he got Nike deals, he got all these deals, and they feel like, well, he sold his soul. Well, Kaiser Net still talk about Jesus Christ. He still talk about Jesus Christ. So that lets you know that money didn't change him. He still talk about God. He still talk about Jesus Christ in an industry that don't even want Jesus Christ to be mentioned. So Casanova never really sold his soul. And again, you can't sell your soul because it's not yours to sell anyway.
But I am to a level, right? I am to a level. So I have to be mindful of that. I don't want to be like out of touch because I know where I came from and I know where God put me now. And it's a big difference. But, you know, I probably turned down $250,000 in brand deals, at least 250,000, at least, if not more, in brand deals. I take a lot of breaks. Like I'm consistent, but sometimes I just take breaks. And sometimes the breaks that I take are very not recommended. Like I took a break. I took 3 weeks off in December. Last December, I took 3 weeks off.
And that's another thing about this YouTube stuff. You can't take no breaks. Like you gotta constantly put videos. I remember. I'm just getting views right now. Not views. I'm just getting subscribers right now. But I remember I took like what? I wasn't putting videos out for a minute, and people was taking away they subscribe they were like unsubscribing from me. Like I went from 409 and now I think I'm like 437 now because I started adding more videos. But yeah, once you start taking breaks off this, you start losing subscribers, and you know it's like a daily job. It's like you know how the Bible said pick up your cross daily. It's the same thing with YouTube. You gotta constantly put videos out there daily, and I'm learning that. You gotta put videos out there daily because people attention span just say, oh yeah, I haven't seen you for about a day, 2 days, a week, 2 weeks. Well, gotta go, you know. So yeah.
I don't know if y'all know this, but in December, that's the best time from a content standpoint because advertisers are willing to pay a lot more on these platforms. I know people who made well over 6 figures in just December alone, like $150,000 in just December alone. And meanwhile, I took 3 weeks off. I don't sell anything.
So like I said, there's money to be made on this YouTube. There's money to make on TikTok. There's money to be made. Like if you have good followers, there's money to be made. If you got something like example, Gideon. You don't think Gideon's making a lot of money? Every time he drops something, he get like 1 million views. Yo, I just found out. I'm gonna show y'all something. Well, if you still stay here, I'm gonna show y'all what Adam Ross was showing a basketball player how much he make. He make the same amount of money as a basketball player.
I don't have any products.
Aiden Ross.
I don't have any merch. I don't do any live events or anything like that. Like, and people tell me like, you know what? Why? How come you don't? Like, I don't have another like business or nothing like attached to this and people ask me like, how come you don't? Like, why don't you? Because do you know what you could be doing with that money? And I get it. I understand it. But at the same time, like for me, you know, my bills are paid. My family's taken care of. And I remember saying to myself, if I could just make X amount of money per month, then I'll be happy and I'll be satisfied and I won't ask for more. And guess what happened? I started making X amount of money per month. And I still wanted more. And I wasn't satisfied.
That's the thing about life. See how life is? Life is weird like that. You ask, hey, this is what I want to make. And then you start looking like, man, I want to make more than that. Like, you know, you can ask me, I want to make $6,000 every month. Or I want to make $6,000 every month. I don't know, like, you know, let's just say something. Let's use me. Let's say I want to make $6,000 every month. You get that. You somehow, somewhere, God bless you with that. So, you know, you looking at you like, man, I want 15,000 now. It's just you're never satisfied. It just I don't know. It just people point blank period. People are just never satisfied.
So something ain't right from a heart level. So if I'm not satisfied at this level, what evidence do I have that would lead me to believe that I would be satisfied at a higher level of financial success. There's
True.
really no evidence.
True.
You're always going to want more. I'm always going to want more. It doesn't matter at what level it is.
True. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I always wanted to have a career job, and by the glory of God, I got it. And now it's like, yo, I want more. It's like I want more. It's like it's something inside of you that say, yo, you can get more. It's not you can do better, even though but something is saying you can do more. You can do more. You know you getting paid this right here. Let's go up. Let's get 50. Let's get 60. Now my whole mindset is now let's get 2,000. Let's get 3,000. It's like you never know. It goes up higher and higher and higher, and it's like you always want more. There's nothing wrong with trying to build yourself and trying to elevate, but then it do become a problem when you're not happy for the small thing. Because again, I remember me when I first started working. I was working for $8.50. Now I'm working for, I ain't gonna say how much I'm making now, but it's better than $8.50. Now, I want to graduate from there to making maybe, let's just say, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. Let's just say every month. Let's just say every month, God willing, right? But again, people sometimes you never know. You want more. You hang around this millionaire who got 14 rooms. Now you want more. You want more. You want more. It's just life. So sometimes I ask myself that sometimes is I'm gonna want more and more and more and more, and then you become greedy. And this is where the Bible verse come. The love of money is the root of all evil.
It's always going to be like more. It doesn't matter. So how can I learn to be content at this level that I am right now? Because like I said, I realized I didn't start doing this for the money. It was about the time. It was about the time that I can spend with God.
Amen.
Through making these videos, through the preparation,
Amen.
through the prayer, through the worship. It was about the time that I can spend with God in those moments.
Amen. Like example, when I started this whole YouTube thing was about me talking about my thoughts about what's going on. I would look at certain things going on in this world, and I'd be like, let me talk about it. And it passed to me speaking about my faith about God, and I'm like, you know what? Let me talk about God because people should learn. People should know about this God, Jesus Christ. And like I said, ain't getting paid for it. Don't plan to ever get paid for it. If it's God will, it's God will. If it's not, it's not. I'm cool with it. Ain't tripping.
And then if money came from that, then great. Because then that money would allow me to spend more time with my family and the people that I loved.
Yeah.
And not to be so time dependent on another job. So it's a dangerous game. It's a dangerous game. And ultimately, the problems that I had, the temptation that I had before I got to this level that I have of success right now, I'm still actively warring against those. I'm still actively fighting those. I'm still actively battling those. It's not like it just magically just went away. It's not like a deposit hit and then I'm just magically don't have temptation anymore. Like, I actually, just like AJ was saying, I actually have more of a like, yo, I see that there's a potential danger to really go to a dark place because I have the ability to
make more money,
to do more because I have more.
Yeah.
And I think I myself have to be very mindful of that, but I think we all have to be very mindful of that and be prepared for that because it could happen to you. This season that you're in.
Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, like my first big money I ever had for me for me was let's just say $10,000, right? Off $10,000, I was able to buy me a house. So that was like kind of the biggest, kind of what I ever, I'm just be honest, the one I kind of ever saw in my life was $10,000, and I was able to buy a house. So God, if it's God will, whatever it is, wake up tomorrow with $200 million. Because I made that investment, I hope in the Jesus Christ, I would make an investment of, you know what, my heart always wanted to have my own property, have my own, you know, my own property, my own real estate. So buy condos and stuff and make money where I don't have to work no more, where my family, wife and them don't have to work no more. You understand? So that would be my mindset. But again, you never know. That can always change when people find out, oh, you got all that money? Let me get this, let me get that. And I'm a generous person, so I like to give. I'm not no dummy now. I'm not gonna be giving, and have you sitting there and give me. I'm not no dummy. I'm not gonna do that. But I'm a generous person. I've, like example, you know, well, I'm not. The Bible says, do not let your left hand, right hand know what you're doing. So I'm not gonna say that part. But there's people that I know that I'm helping out, and I don't to this day I don't ask them for anything back. Neither do I plan to ever ask them for anything back, because there's a verse that goes where God. There's a verse that goes where the more you have, the more God want. I don't know how to say the. I don't remember the verse, but yeah.
And is not going to last forever. It is going to turn around. When it turns around, what are you going to do with it? Who are you going to be? Are you still going to serve God? Are you still going to listen? Are you still going to be obedient to his will and not yours? I also think about Matthew 4 verse 7, when Jesus is being tempted. You remember what the enemy says to him? So Jesus said to him again, "It is written, you shall not put the Lord your God to the test." Again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their glory. And he said to him, "All these I will give to you, if you will fall down and worship me." Then Jesus said to him, "Begone, Satan, for it is written, you shall worship the Lord your God, and him only shall you serve." So the devil can bless you. The devil can bless you. The devil.
I agree 100%. The devil can bless you. Look at the celebrities. The devil has blessed. The devil has blessed a bunch of celebrities. They might don't know it. I believe God. I believe the devil has blessed. Not I say God. I believe the devil has blessed people like Will Smith. I believe the devil has blessed people like Will Smith, whose life is ruined. You could just look at him. He doesn't look happy. He's his kids are not happy. I feel like the devil can bless you, and then at the end of that blessing, he just take away your peace. So he'll give you the money, but then again, in return, he'll just take away your peace.
Devil can bless you, and also a blessing from God, if not stewarded properly, could turn into something much darker and something much dangerous, much more dangerous, if we're not careful. So, what do y'all think?
All right, man. I think that was it. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about with the Aiden Ross. Aiden Ross, we're talking about. If I spell this guy wrong, Aiden Ross. He was talking about how much he made. Let me see if I can find it. He was talking with a basketball player. Let me see. Oh man, gotta find it. I think they all in the wrong. He was talking. Let me see. He went. Was his net? Was his network he was talking about? He was talking about his network. Let me see. Ada Ross. Let me find it. Let me see. It might be this. Is it? Maybe it's this.
Brought to you by Rogue.
Come on, Tom, let's go!
Don't you get paid like $9 million a week?
No. That was my old deal.
I'm actually interested in buying it and why.
Hold on a second. You're about to hit 50,000 subs. Let me do the math on that. Hold on 1 second. 50.
Don't even do that.
50,000. You have a what? Like I'm assuming a 70-30. So what's 70% of? Let's just see this times 5. Oh my God, you're getting paid. What the?
I'll tell you how much can I tell you hypothetically how much I made?
Oh, you're doing $1 million this month, 100% more.
No.
You're doing over $1 million.
No.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You're doing $1 million.
No, I'm not.
You're doing $1 million.
No, I'm not.
No. At least. Listen, you're doing somewhere between. I'll be real with you. You're doing somewhere between 500 to 700K minimum, and I can put that on God.
Okay.
So.
Okay, how much does steak pay you each week?
Oh man, I got my deal lowered. So.
Okay, how much?
Like 10K a day or some shit.
That's not the video I was looking for. It's really not the video I was looking for. Really not the video I was looking for. It's not the one I was looking for. He was talking about how much he. Let me see. Maybe I can write it here, man. Let me type it. Let me write it. There's a video, man. What's the video? Let me see.
This one right here. Shit. All right. Monetization, partner income. So in 7 streams, I made $157,000.
In 7 streams?
7 streams, 150 bands. So if you multiply that by 4, that's $600,000 a month.
That's minimally what you do.
What you mean?
That's your base. Yeah, you make more at times. From your you make
All
more,
right.
depending on who you have on here.
That's not true.
It's not?
No.
You can pay by your numbers?
What you mean?
By how many people viewing?
Yeah.
So depending on who you have on here, nigga, if you got a good month with some big name, that motherfucker might be a meal.
See, chat. This is why I love him because he's not jealous. He's happy for me.
Yeah, nigga.
See, chat. I know.
Man,
We got it. I want to get you streaming, bro.
Man, I'm trying to come. Man, listen, I've been sitting on that motherfucking game you gave me, not knowing what to do with it.
Fuck gaming.
I gotta watch that video. But yeah, like I said, there's money to be making this streaming thing. Like I said, I'm just doing this for this. The one where I talk about, I'm just talking about God. I ain't trying to make no money off that. If God bless me, God bless me. I ain't tripping about that. But you can make money off this stuff. To be honest with you. I do want to go watch that Charles White thing. I do want to go watch that. I do want to watch that Charles White and what because he was finna tell him something. Let me see. Let me see. Cause I want to finish watching what he just said. He was finna say something to him. That I need to go to sleep. I need to go take a shower and go to sleep. Forgive, apologize if I spelled his name wrong. Whatever. Is it right? I think this is it. I think this was it right here. But this is like a whole.
Yeah, man, I'm ready.
Oh, you are?
I'm promoting my new brand.
Oh, I love it. Wait, you put on gloss?
Swell tail.
Wait, what does it say?
If you want your pockets to swell tail.
Oh,
he wants to call Kyle before he goes too.
Oh, show him in the mic. Show him in the. Yeah, hell yeah. Hey, is he on the way, the Island Boy?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Look, Chad, if you want your pockets to swell, tail.
Yeah, I'm like the new McGruff dog. You know, Smokey the Brown, but for Crime Stop.
Man.
The nerd about the nerds.
He's training.
Yeah, I know he's locked in.
Okay, bro.
It's all good. Go ahead. You come on Friday.
Okay.
All right, bro. What's up? Thank you so much. Thank you. Legend right here, chat. W Brazil.
I guarantee you, on my life, Brazil has the baddest, way better bitch than Mexico.
Colombia? More than Colombia?
Yeah.
Brazil?
Brazil?
Next chick. Yeah. Hey, can you make sure we set up a trip?
Already. Yeah.
No, we're doing it with Alex. We're gonna do it Alex. Prayer too.
I got
We're working on
I've
it.
already.
I ain't want to risk it. They just know they done seen the police.
Bro, you would have had the whole thing rolling.
Well, I'm gonna go be on my best behavior. At the door that didn't smile, the white boy smile. You don't never want security to smile. Back 5 more.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Cause I don't win.
I'm trying to find a video where he was trying to tell him, hey, there's an you don't gotta be playing video game. Cause he said something about video game. And he was like, yo, you don't gotta be playing video game. You could do something else. Oh no, I'm trying to find it, but I can't. I'm trying to. Cause he was gonna tell him something else. He was gonna say, yo, you don't gotta play video game. You could do something else. I mean, like I said, if you want to find and make money like on this type of level, people you would rather want to listen to is Aiden Ross, Gideon, Kai Cenat. These are the people you would want to listen to because they're gonna guide you into, at least I feel, in the right path. Even though I feel like I'm in the right path with what I'm doing, but like I said, mine's about God. I ain't trying to get nothing from that. I think it was this one.
Well, I'm gonna be on my best behavior. Yeah. But I was gonna say some shit. Yeah. I'm gonna.
Sorry for the language.
Just one.
Come on, bro.
The bitch, you know. It dog me. And now, no.
You got his back?
I ain't no fool. We ain't go back though. Yeah, press conference over. I'll catch you tomorrow, nephew.
No.
Man, y'all ain't fit to
You
me.
dead serious.
Yeah, nigga. Man, I got the.
Oh man, okay. I'm trying to find it, man. Hold on, let me go. Oh shoot. And Ross. Talk. Okay. There go the video right here.
At this one right here. Shit. All right. Monetization, partner income. So in 7 streams, I made $157,000.
For 7 streams?
7 streams, 150 bands. So if you multiply that by 4, that's $600,000 a month.
That's minimally what you do.
What you mean?
That's your base. Yeah, you make more at times. From your, you make
All
more,
right.
depending on who you have on here.
That's not true.
It's not?
No.
You can pay by your numbers?
What you mean?
By how many people viewing?
Yeah.
So depending on who you have on here, nigga, if you got a good month with some big names, that motherfucker might be a meal.
See, Chad, this is why I love him, because he's not jealous. He's happy for me.
Yeah, nigga.
See, Chad? I know.
Man,
But we got it. I want to get you streaming, bro.
Man, I'm trying to come. Man, listen, I've been sitting on that motherfucking game you gave me, not knowing what to do with it.
Fuck gaming.
See, he was finna tell him, he started cussing. But he was finna tell him, forget the gaming. He was finna tell him something else. But, he was gonna tell him something else. Let me see. And the one's talking about how much he make. Let's go. Toster. Man, I'm spelling these people wrong, y'all. Y'all forgive me. He was just telling me how much he was making.
Now, let me just show you what I made in 7 days of streaming, all right? Look right here. Just look at this one right here. Shit. All right. Monetization, partner income. So in 7 streams, I made $157,000.
For 7 streams?
7 streams, 150 bands. So if you multiply that by 4.
And these people got different things too. They got like kicks and a whole bunch of different other things. So yeah, but yeah, man. That's it for right now, y'all. I'm gonna be out of here, man. I'm gonna talk to y'all later, God willing. Have a good night. Stay blessed. Stay loved. God love y'all. Subscribe, share, like, whatever. God love. God bless. I'm out of here. Talk to y'all. Hopefully later on. Hopefully tomorrow. Sunday. Of not Monday. God love, God bless.